WOD number 8, all about the barbell, guys, and the lifting of the barbell. Very, very simple this week. You have got 1 week to find your 1 rep max for the deadlift, the back squat, and strict press. Your score is simply all 3 numbers added together. You've got the whole week to find them. You don't have to do all 3 exercises in the same session, the same hour, the same day. You've got the whole week to find your 1 rep max for each exercise. Let's take you through the standards, guys, and then I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about the importance of technique and warm-up for these 3 movements. Standard firstly for the deadlift. Guys, it must be a standard deadlift and not a sumo deadlift. So what we're looking for is feet under the bar, hands outside your feet, as opposed to feet wide and hands in narrow. It's fine to use an alternate grip for this, but guys, lifting straps are not permitted. You must use just the power of your arms, just the power of your hands to hold onto the bar. Standard, very simply, the bar is starting from the ground, and you will end with your shoulders behind the bar, your hips open and your knees open. So as you can see, my shoulders are behind the bar, but I'm not overextended through the lumbar spine. This position is fine. Knees are extended, hips are extended, shoulders are behind the bar. Again, very simple for the back squat. Single rep, 1 rep max for your back squat. High or low bar back squat, up to you guys. The only standard here is hips dropping below the top of your knees. Very important that this is achieved. If there's any doubt that the hips have dropped below the top of the knees, it will be called a no rep. So make sure you really work on that depth, guys. It will make a huge difference to your final numbers. So very simply, under the bar, hips dropping below the knees at the bottom, standing up, completely controlled at the top, and then walking it back in. Total rep, total weight is your score for the back squat. And finally, the press. This is a strict press, guys, so no use of the legs whatsoever in this movement. So you can't push press or push jerk or split jerk this. It needs to be standing with knees locked straight, from the front rack position into a full press. From the side, guys, ears must be in front of the arms at the completion of the movement. The hand width is up to you, so you can go as wide or narrow as you like with the hands. Very simply, that's the press. A couple of major technique pointers. Now obviously this isn't the best medium to be able to demonstrate and convey major technique points. This is definitely not the medium to be able to learn these movements. So if you're not sure on how to perform these movements as correctly as possible, please do seek out someone who can help you with these. A couple of major issues. Firstly, because we're lifting heavy weights, the tendency is to push the extremes of your capabilities, and therefore we can start to manifest a couple of musculoskeletal issues that you wouldn't otherwise see. In particular, as pertaining to the lower back in the deadlift and the strict press. In the deadlift, guys, the tendency is to round the lower back and deflex the lumbar spine as part of your movement. Very important with this movement to lock that lumbar spine in hard and purely create the movement through your hips and your hamstrings, not through an extension of that lumbar spine. If you do have that extension of the lumbar spine and you're loading up, you can predispose yourself to disc injuries. So be smart with this movement. We want to see the max weight lifted at good technique. The second point, again also looking at the lumbar spine, this time with the press. If you have tight shoulders and a tight thoracic spine, what tends to happen is an extension of the lumbar spine to be able to get the ears in front of the arms, which is that standard that we're chasing. So as you're doing this, make sure if you do have tightness through your thoracic spine and your shoulders, Keep that pelvis tucked into a posterior tilt. The lower back will stay flat, and you're stacking those discs and vertebrae on top of each other. This is going to reduce your chance of injury. Again, warm up really well with these movements. Not as many issues with the back squat, just make sure you're driving those hips back and down to look after the knees and keeping that chest high. Those cues should help you again to maintain that neutral lumbar spine. What I'm going to do, because it is so important to warm up gradually for these movements, I'm going to post a couple of suggestions to a blog which I'll post on the Facebook wall for the WOD Games. Have a read of this, guys. Follow my suggestions leading up to the movements. Very, very important you do increase gradually. You've got the whole week to do this, so there's no hurry, there's no rush to get these movements done as correctly as possible. I suggest you do them on different days so you can give 100% focus to each movement, not just for the weight, but for the technique. So there should be no prizes for guessing that this WOD is all about strength. We're not even looking at power, we're working on the slow lifts, the back squat, the deadlift and the strict press. This is going to favour larger athletes or athletes who are able to generate a lot of strength in a short amount of time. We should see this shaking up the leaderboard a little bit, as some of those athletes who haven't done as well in the more cardiorespiratory biased or bodyweight biased WODs start to move up towards the top now. We can't have a competition with 10 workouts unless we have some pure, grunt, hard, heavy strength work, and this is it. Add the score for your back squat, your strict press and your deadlift. This will give you your total score and your score for the WOD. Heaviest weight wins. Enjoy this one, guys. Be safe. Please read that blog, available on the Facebook page, also at rangeofmotion.net.au, which will give you full guidelines on warming up and the major points to watch out for in these three movements. Have fun with this. We've got something short, sharp and painful for you next week. Until then, this is Dan Williams at Range of Motion for the WOD Games Season 1 2012. Enjoy!